We all go a little mad sometimes.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
They're here.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah. So they're next. They're next. We're here. They're next. The drama.
Okay, right. So basically, we're just a little irked right now because we had to make shift and record again. So that was kind of shit. But we're feeling better and we're just going to move on and do this thing.
So, opening kill. Lame. I fucking hate it.
Great. Loved it.
So, You're Next, directed by Adam Wingard, written by...
And thanks, you've been listening to They're Here.
a podcast about scary shit and horror movies and the movie.com/fucking hang me. Yeah, so our tech has failed us as it is written, so it shall be done. And hey, you know, sometimes you just gotta let go and let God.
Yeah.
Baby.
Fuck me.
I feel drunk.
Okay, so listeners' choice. You
did this.
It wouldn't have been if you chose the other one.
Oh, this is gonna be like half an hour long, no jokes. Oh God.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. So you've been listening to Thank You, Bye.
Yeah. So, hi.
Hello there.
I'm Lee, and I don't want to fucking do this anymore.
And I'm Nathan, and I seriously don't ever want to be in the sequel, because seriously, fuck this. And you're listening to...
They're Here.
Podcast. Oh. Can you not, beep, please? Yeah, we've got a window open because it's really hot up here, and it's not helping the situation.
POV, you're a microphone, and you just deleted all of our footage. Oh, God!
Wow.
Bitch! Okay.
So, You're Next, 2011, directed by Adam Wingard and written by Simon Barrett. Famously written the crappy 2016 Blair Witch Project, and of course the VHS series, which...
Oh, Adam Wingard, Holland. Somebody directed, somebody involved with the VHS is also one of the original directors of the original Blair Witch.
Oh, how very nice. I like that.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is essentially a home invasion film. Like The Strangers meets Home Alone.
Meets Terminator 2.
Basically. And yeah, it's pretty great, but it's kind of shit, but it's also good. It's slapstick as fuck, and I like it.
We had a great episode, but you had to be there.
So this kind of opening, we were talking about it earlier because of course we recorded about 25 minutes and we were just not happy with it.
Yeah, not happy. So yeah, whatever we recorded literally just got out of existence. It's gone. No,
it's more than gone.
It's almost as if we never did any work at all. Oh God, I feel delirious. I feel like I'm gonna snap. This heat.
This whole thing is gonna get deleted.
At least it's a dry heat. It's not. I'm floating in my own t-shirt over here. Okay, we're just gonna jump right in. This opening scene is a whack.
Yeah, it's very weak for a horror film. It is a weak opening. I just was not happy with it. We said this earlier. We were talking about the fact that horror films, within the first, let's be fair, within the first 10 minutes, if you're not pushing it, maybe it's just not for you.
Maybe it's,
you know.
I mean, there isn't room for everybody. No, honestly, I feel like they needed to kind of just like punch this up a little bit, or at least just show us the actual deaths, because then like we probably wouldn't even be talking about this now.
Yeah,
it's just the fact that we get two kind of out of context dead bodies that really never come up into play again. I suppose to kind of show how isolated they are, but you can show how isolated people are by just not having anybody around in the first place.
Yeah.
You know?
These kills, everything's done off screen. Mm-hmm. We even reveal the killer. You said that earlier. We even reveal the killer. And if you're going to reveal the killer, have the power, like, grab us. Grab
have
us
some balls.
Right then.
Like, show me what happened to that girl, because she's just lying on the floor and she just is dead, out of context.
There's just a pool of blood next to her.
Yeah.
There's, like, no...
And the guy is just dead on the couch with some kind of vague, general head woundish type thing.
Yeah, it just seems like, I mean, it is kind of a cut-off point where, you know, like it's cut to black kind of thing, where he just raises the machete and knocks him in the side of the head. And, yeah, it's just, you think you're going to see some hacks or, you know, blood spurts or whatever, but no.
Just a bit bland.
Yeah, it's vanilla. Yeah. It's very vanilla. And, yeah, we just didn't really see kind of much... going, because like we even said this earlier, that like we've forgotten most of the names of, like,
we ended up remembering like every single one of them except for the brother that gets shot in the back,
because like it's just you know, they're just dominoes being knocked up so they could be killed. You know, very much
which I don't mind. Like, I don't mind that in a horror movie. Like, it's like if I'm gonna watch a Friday the 13th or a Halloween,
scalp rubbing kills.
Exactly. It's like there's like one or two people that are probably gonna live at the end of this, you know, and you can nearly always tell who they are. But I'm like, damn, I think this movie would have been better served with either just not having this opening kill at all, or just actually having an opening kill and like showing us what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a bad way to set the tone, but then the actual movie itself, I feel like should have kind of just started off like after the opening credits.
Yeah.
And just been the family arriving, because we get the mother played by Barbara Crampton. Woo! Scream Queen. And the dad. Oh my god, this dad, bro. And I can tell that this dad had a mustache a little while ago, because he's got the like grey upper lip. Fuck me up. And like a big black caterpillar, like Eugene Levy eyebrows, thick. But they like get to the house, whatever, and I actually like the kind of thing of him being like, that's weird. Well, it's almost kind of very like broad, like, strange, it's already open. And then they go in, and I like the thing of her like it's kind of like later on in the evening. This is before anybody else has come up to the house. She's like taking some sheets off a thing, and she hears like somebody walking around upstairs.
Yeah.
And like home invasion always just kind of freaks me out. Like, it's because like there's no supernatural element to it. Like, there's no kind of fantastical elements to it. It just can and does happen like all the time. And then her husband is right there already downstairs, and they're like, okay, fuck this. And I am her in this situation. Like, look, I'm going outside. I'm not staying my ass in this fucking house, and neither the fuck are you. What do you think you're gonna do? We're going outside. And then everybody kind of shows up. But that kind of opening where the dad is just kind of walking around the house has some good tension to it, you know? If there was no horror elements to this, it's still creepy, the idea that somebody could just be in your house, you know?
Yeah, it is very that. It's one of those houses where it is out in the middle of nowhere. It's very rich white
these people are rich.
Suburbia kind of thing, yeah.
Millionaires, recent millionaires.
Yeah, they got money, honey.
Yeah.
And
I think the dad said he worked, or Aaron is told he worked for the KPG.
Yeah.
And he just retired, and bought this big ass like it's not a plantation house, that's completely like wrong time period. It's kind of this like big Georgian townhouse. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I like the idea that it is revealed later that the killers have been there for quite a while.
Yeah.
Because they find like a sleeping bag, food, and then a pee bottle as well.
Just pee in the toilet.
Yeah. I feel like they wouldn't have noticed if you weren't there.
Yeah,
so
why are you camping? Why would you not have
flush.
just made the bed after you slept in it and eaten the food out of the fridge and just pissed? You know?
I mean, if it was yellow, you could have let it mellow, but like, you know, you made it like it was brown, so you flushed it down. I mean, it's pretty easy.
And these killers are big fans of leaving DNA everywhere. Mm-hmm. These killers don't give a fuck about the fact that they're like bleeding all over the house, the fact that they've taken off their masks a bunch of times, or the fact that they literally living in the house for a good while.
Yeah.
Which I would like to see in a movie more well thought out. Like there's like some kind of true crime of like people find out that people have been living in their attic or living in their crawl space for months and they just never find out about it, you know?
Yeah.
Check your crawl space, people.
So we're kind of introduced to Erin, who is our final girl, essentially. And I said this earlier about
final girl.
Final girl. That was our Australian accent.
Catless final girls.
She is an amazing survivalist. Like, she plays at the beginning a very kind of meek, lovey-dovey girlfriend, and then all of a sudden when the shit hits the fan, she goes to full survival mode. And she had said that Sarah Connor, she had said that her dad had become this sort of doomsday prepper and moved out to the outback with a load of other guys who were like of similar mind than him, and
in hopes to like combat overpopulation. I love that he's like, even if it gets more like populated out here, I need you to like be able to take care of yourself or whatever, which means being able to just kill people, not survive, just kill people. You're not going to be resourceful. She can't cook, but I can fucking kill someone.
Yeah, it's a very kind of fun little dichotomy, and it almost flips it on his head, because like normally you can tell straight away like how strong a person is, and Erin doesn't come across that way at the beginning, because she's very cutesy with the camera. She's like tugging at her boyfriend's cheeks, and she's very like, I'll just bring my hands around you and all that kind of thing.
The tech in this movie is what kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm like, she's using a digital camera and a flip phone. Yeah. Nobody in this movie has an iPhone yet, which I guess is like iPhone came out in 2009, so this is like only a year or two later.
Fun fact though, I mean, this movie by the studios was sat on for about 2 years before it was ever released, so that makes total sense. Yeah, like the it was hair, full chopped, ready to go,
the
and
styling, everything is very 2009, very 2010.
I still like this though, like even though like it's got some fun moments, it's got some great kills, and I just generally I like the film. Was it my favorite slasher? Probably not, but it was still a pretty fun film and I liked it. I think with exception to sort of like the weak opening, I think it was a good film, and like the pace was very quick. It kept moving. It's a good 90-minute flick to
like
watch.
It's like one and done. There's not too much like you don't have to like read further into it. I don't think you could write any like theory videos about this or anything. But I also kept getting this mixed up with Ready or Not in my head, where I was like, where the fuck is Adam Brody gonna show up? I don't know why. I think like in my head Adam Brody was Felix, like the younger brother again. Because I remember being like, wait, is he one of the killers? But no, that's fully Ready or Not. Yeah. Which, like, they are very, very similar. I mean, like, one is obviously way more fantastical, but it's like marrying into a new family, rich, affluent, then some kind of fucked up family drama shit that's going on behind the scene. Then the new girl is the final girl, you know? But yeah, no,
I like it.
I want to do that one day.
This family drama is very, very funny. I love the kind of
just childish.
Yeah, it's just childish. It's like,
well, yeah, and
like, I mean, they even did the physical fighting thing, like jabbing at each other. Like, oh god, it's so like pretentiously macho in a way. I think it's very funny, and I love the kind of back and forth that they have. Like, someone says that they they would run the fastest, but they've got an arrow in their back. Yeah. And then like some other guy says, Crispin, who's Aaron's boyfriend,
if I wasn't totally fucked up, I'd be better than you right now.
And Crispin says like, I could do it, I'm fast. And then he says, you can't, you're fat. And he goes, I'm not fat. It's not fat, Paul, it's power. And I just think that's hilarious. And like, you know,
it is. It's just bickering. Like, it's just childish shit. It's
and like even the girlfriend turns around and says, the guy who got shot in the back, his girlfriend turns around and is like, you couldn't do it. It's like, you know, he's faster, but he's got an arrow in his back, and he just retorts like, stop shouting at me, Carol.
He also kind of just is gone through most of this movie.
Yeah, he is. He's very non-present. Very Christian.
Very that. He's the first one to kind of... Well, actually, no. Tariq is the first one to get, like, taken out. He's, like, dead, you know? But, like, he's the first one from, like, the family, I guess. Like, the core family to kind of get, like... Not taken out, but, like, just taken care of for a while, because
Yeah.
I think they just put him behind a set of blinds or something like that. They just like pull the curtains over on him, and then he like shows up kind of conveniently for Aaron later. But I'm glad they got rid of that character, because like characters in that kind of like, I think too much comedy in a horror movie really is just kind of like, ugh, whatever. I'm looking at you, chapter 2. Don't, just in case. No, seriously. We'll just edit it later.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you there. I think it's good. The one thing I actually wanted to point out was there's a scene where the mother is like fucking dusting. This woman is brushing away and she doesn't clean up part of the dust. This irked me so much.
Oh yeah, she just left like just enough to notice it.
Oh my god, like there was a lot, you know, the way when you're brushing into a brush pan and you like keep dragging the pan back so you can get
what you need to get is like
a coke line of dust on the floor.
Because what you need to get for that is to get like a takeaway menu or like a thin piece of paper that you can get like right underneath the dirt, because it's like the dustpan never gets it right the way you want it to.
Oh, never.
Or a Hoover, just Hoover, Barbara.
Oh my god. You said earlier, Tarek is the one that gets it first, and it's just great. I love this kill. It's so quiet. I love the way his eyes go slightly cross-eyed when he does it. It's almost as if he's trying to look at the arrow in between his like forehead.
I think he's actually a friend of he's one of the writers or something. He was part of the crew.
He's a director of underground documentaries.
Yeah.
So how could he's even wearing the scarf, and I was like, oh, you're just so pretentious.
But again, it's 2009.
Yeah.
People wore that shit, you know. Yeah. Also, to kind of like say back then, this is like I suppose like pre-YouTube being like a viable career for people, being like, I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Sounds so like.
I'm a vlogger now.
Yeah, it's very that we're podcasters. That's on my Tinder.
A podcaster.
Wow. I also have our company name on there.
Oh god.
It asked for it, and I have one. It
pays to advertise, I suppose.
I mean, hey.
So we get a few like jumps in the back and forth between one person and the next, and we find out the kind of different personalities of each person, and how they sort of like coalesce between each other. Big word, I know.
Coalescence, baby.
And the age differences, the maturity levels between each other is so thing. And I love the last two that are kind of like the youngest couple, Felix and Z, non-gender non-confirmatory. And it's just they're so irksome, these pair. Like they're like the cool kids, like, oh, I don't have to be here.
Well, they're like the youngest as well. I think like the dynamic really does kind of play up, because I get the idea that Crispin is the oldest. That guy with the arrow in his back is the middle, and then Amy is like the true, like the sister. She's like the true middle. Between everybody, and then we get
Felix
with the kind of entitlement, I guess, because even over Crispin, I get Felix is more like, well, it should be mine. I should have it just because I'm the youngest. You know, and even with Amy, she's like, you never believe in me, which is basically, it's very middle child syndrome. So like,
I know how that feels.
But you're the oldest person alive.
That's
Nobody comes
true.
between. Everybody is a middle child between you and a baby born today.
Yeah, that's very true. I'm old.
I'm also kind of the middle child.
I am the middle child. Yeah.
No, so
overlooked and underappreciated.
I am also the middle child.
Yeah.
But I'm very gay, so.
Felix and Z, they're kind of like, it's so interesting. I said this earlier, how interesting you, like, when you rewatch it, like how many times they're practically winking at the camera as to like who they are.
Yeah.
And like the looks that they give each other, the looks that they give Crispin, you know, around the dinner table, like, and then like that.
They also don't react to most of the family just dying. They kind of just like
stand
back there. Even when the dad dies later, I think that's supposed to be like the reveal for, or was it the mom? No, we don't see her. Somebody dies later where, what's his fucking name again? Felix kind of just like, ugh, like get off.
That's
me.
His dad. Yeah.
Yeah, and he kind of just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, gross. Like, get off. You know, like it's very kind of how people, like, how would people not notice that? with the entire family being around.
There's two brothers. Let's just call two brothers, who are fighting basically for the inheritance secretly, and they hired goons to come in and kill off everyone basically. And they needed Aaron as an alibi for it, which is said at the end. And these guys are basically they're ex-military. They are wearing these really cool masks, wolf, sheep, and fox. Yeah. And it's great. They're really intimidating. They're scary. Yeah. And when they show up, I love the grunting, the kind of thing that they do. Yeah. Like, it's not meant to be animalistic in any way, but just like the kind of intimidating masculine energy. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Like, these dudes are like dudes.
Yeah. Like, you can tell that they've been doing this, or at least they've done this when they were employed as military, they were
also murdering people.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's not new to them. Yeah. And even the guy who's under the wolf mask is like so very calm about it. Like, when he, like, you know, because he's got earphones in, he's practically listening to music.
Did you say something? Yeah. Which I feel like is like, that's fucking stupid. You need to be like, have your wits about you. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be having the fucking headphones in. Yeah. I think they even do that in Blade 3 as well, where she's like, yeah, you listen to Trip Hop when you fucking like whatever. Like, why in any combat situation where you need to be aware of where people are, would you have headphones in?
Yeah.
Also, if you're planning on all these people dying, what's with the masks?
Yeah.
Just take the mask off.
Yeah.
You know? Also, like, as we now know, it's not very comfortable to walk around in a mask. Let alone be running around with, like, army gear on.
Yeah.
And shit, you know? But I actually like the costumes, though. Nah, it's not cute.
No.
But I like the costumes, though. I think, like, I think slashers should be very simple, very straightforward. I don't think slashers should have, like, a whole big hullabaloo. Just very simple costume.
Yeah. I mean, it is technically just a very simple situation. It's a house. It's an invasion house film, and that's all it needs to be. Yeah,
it's a fun little popcorn movie. Like, it's easy to follow. There's not too many twists and turns. I mean, there is, but they're very, like, I don't want to say like you see them coming, but they're very kind of like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Like, there's not too much like, ooh, but why this and why that?
Yeah.
You know, it's very straightforward, and it's nice open and close. I don't think.
Yeah, you can't read into it too much. Pretty much. I mean, like, it's very self-explanatory as well. I mean, it's practically the whole villain explains what they were doing.
Yeah,
and what they wanted from at the end. You know what I mean?
Which is stupid. Villain. I think Erin even says at the end, she's like, "Oh well, like if we hide in the basement or whatever like that, they could just pour gasoline down here and kill us." And I'm like, okay, so like, why would the ones that needed to survive not just show up and light the house on fire with everybody in? Just lock all the doors. Yeah. Lock everybody in. What's all the big like show
dramatics for?
Yeah. Why don't you just poison everybody?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. The murders, like I said earlier, were just fabulously inventive for some of the kills, especially this one with the sister who gets nearly beheaded. It's great. It's fantastic. I love it. It's like, as I said, like when it comes to Felix and Z, like they're practically winking at the camera. Like even he says like, you should run out quick. So they don't know what to do and blah blah blah. And I was like, but you're practically saying
run,
you know,
go.
Run. So run straight into this thing so you don't even see it. You know what I mean? And when she goes headlong into this thing, like she doesn't like slice her neck. She just like rebounds off of it, and it like this, digs like, into her neck.
Yeah, like it's not a slice. It's like an impact thing.
Yeah, like she bounces back and like.
Yeah, like her
almost smacks her head off the floor of how much she just rebounds off this thing.
And Amy, played by Amy Seimetz, she's the mom in 2019's Pet Sematary.
Ooh.
And she's also the chick that gets lit on fire in Alien Covenant. I knew I recognized her, but I was like, wait, because I remember this movie coming out like a little bit later than 2011 or whatever like that. Yeah. It was like 2015. But yeah, I just noticed that. Sorry, so I just looked that up now. And, like,
no, that's really cool. I didn't even realize. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, no, I know exactly who you're talking about now.
But she's only in it for, like, a minute. That's kind of her only scene.
It's her arc scene. In a way.
And then she's dead, yeah.
Yeah, there's also this thing where the dad and her have this kind of weird...
I think you're reading into this too heavily.
I don't know.
Some weird
when I just hear someone going, you know, if you're in your mid to late 30s, are you going to call your dad daddy?
A lot of people do.
And is your father, who's clearly in his like late 60s, early 70s, just going to turn and say, "Oh, but
late 60s, early 70s"? The man still has a full head of dark hair on his head.
He's like calling her princess. I'm sorry.
So see, that's the thing. Like
weird.
People who do that find it weird that people do it sexually. People who call their dad daddy find it weird that people call not their dad daddy. You know what I mean?
It's just weird. It's so strange.
This man is 52 years old, late 60s, early 70s.
Whatever. But I love the reference to Ghost Ship. That's like...
Would you call it a reference, though?
Well, Ghost Ship came out in, like, what, 2004, 2005?
I know, but would you call it a reference?
Is it a reference? No. Is it a great kill that makes me remember it? Yes. Yeah,
it's the idea of just, like, throwing your whole body weight against that and then, like, getting slammed on the floor. Yeah. I think you even said last time we recorded this that she, like, bounces back off the floor. She, like, falls and, like, slams. Yeah. And Barbara Crampton giving, like, full... like, oh, like my baby, and like, I don't know why. There's something that always makes me a little bit sad about like when moms in movies can like really like sell me on like sadness or some shit like that. I don't know. I always really like that.
I don't know. Did she sell me on it? No, but I suppose it's because I haven't seen this film in years, and the last time I seen a mother cry over someone dead was Annie from Hereditary.
Well, yeah, but that's like they're apples and oranges. No, but they are though. It's like this is kind of supposed to be kind of like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like you wouldn't hire a Toni Collette for this.
No, of course not.
And like I think we even said this last time again. It's like Barbara Crampton is like this is exactly the kind of person that I want in this movie.
Can't be theatrics.
Yeah, it's like this gives me kind of B-movie slasher, like kind of 80s vibes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's got a good cover. You know, like it might be like a one that kind of might have stood out to you in the like video shop or something. Oh yeah,
I mean like even just the font that repeatedly comes up in this film.
They got a stencil.
They got a fucking stencil, bro. Like he's just got the blood and he's sticking up the stencil across and then he's like finger painting it.
It's like almost in cursive. Like it's too much.
Times New Roman, wingding, thank you.
I think I even said this again last time. It's like the blood in this movie is too red and it's too thin. I think people always fuck it up where it's like blood is not clear. I don't think people like get this. It's like blood is kind of viscous,
dark
and like has like an opacity to it. Blood is not just like I can tell when somebody is like, okay, let's get the fucking the corn syrup and put a couple of drops of red and a couple drops of blue and have at it, but like no, I need my blood to like have some kind of like, it needs to look like blood. Like that's the one thing that fucks me up. Is like, do people just not know what blood looks like? Especially when it's your job to know what blood looks like. Get it together. Have you ever seen blood?
I love the fact that I kept hearing that same kind of noise that like comes out of like the cuts and the deaths and
somebody
stuff like that.
Somebody was squishing fruit. For
loved it.
Did you notice the dubbing in this movie was kind of fucked up?
No.
Is some of the like movements for like the mouth and stuff like that for people like didn't work, or there'd be like an extra like at the end of somebody's sentence that wasn't there in the actual scene. You know, like somebody would say something else and then there would be like an extra add-on that wasn't there. You know, so, like it's stuff like that I really like notice, or if I notice it once, then I'm looking out for it the whole movie, and I'm like not gonna let you get away with it, unless it's like a Suspiria where it's like, okay, this is so obviously dubbed. You're not even trying to sell me that these people are speaking English.
Yeah. Well, this mother, when she like witnesses her daughter's death, her princess's death.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah, like the father like practically just throws her to bed. She's like, oh, stay with me. He's like, no, gotta protect my kids. And like she just gets a machete to the head and.
Again off screen.
Yeah, all you hear is a scream from downstairs. Everyone looks up and is like, oh, what was that? No one goes to investigate until much later in the film.
Yeah.
This irked the shit out of me. I was like, literally your mother is screaming from the upstairs bedroom.
I do think
people are dead in your kitchen.
I do think they go up.
I watched this because there is another scene that happens in between that when the tiger guy or not tiger, the wolf mask guy comes back downstairs, because it's not the sheep, I think it's the fox. The fox is the one upstairs with the mother, and he comes back because he's downstairs in the kitchen with Erin. And then upstairs, like, no one goes up there to check, not for quite a while. And I checked this and I was like, what? Literally the mother's screaming.
I'm almost certain they immediately go up to her when she screams.
Well, either way, she's got a full-on fuck-off machete in her head.
Which pisses me off. I'm like, why would you get Barbara Crampton to, like, not even use her in a death scene?
Yeah.
She's a fucking scream queen. She's kind of, like, definition of a scream queen.
Yeah, you need to give her justice.
Like,
at
somebody
least at this
who,
point.
like, works almost exclusively in the horror genre. Up until still, like, only this year with Jacob's Wife, you know? I'm like, use that. She's literally a horror icon. Like, get your fucking money's worth if she's there, you know?
The girlfriend of...
Kelly.
Yeah, was it the guy who got the arrow in his back? She decides to go to the neighbor's gaff.
Dressed like a grandmother. She's dressed so matronly.
So this is something that I only found out by researching it earlier. This woman is the same woman that plays the Satanist in Conjuring 3. She's the same woman.
Dressed exactly the same. The hair high up in a bun.
Yeah, like
with
pull
a high
back.
collar.
Yeah.
And some kind of cardigan
like
over top.
kind of.
She looks very English.
Very
nanny.
Yeah.
Like, very Mary Poppins.
Matronly almost.
Yeah.
She's the
Homely,
same.
some would say.
She's the Satanist in the Conjurings, the third movie, the crappy third
I
movie.
actually still haven't watched it yet. The devil did make me do it.
Yeah, don't let him make you.
The devil made me not watch it.
Call
the
me
devil
when
has
you
better
want.
taste
Call
than
me
that.
when you need. But yeah, I thought that was so cool. I was like, oh right, yeah, because I knew I'd seen her face before.
Yeah.
And I couldn't think of it, and then I researched it. I was like, oh, she actually was. She was literally just in the movie I watched like a month or two ago. So yeah, this was really good. But she gets the kind of like the death that was like almost
the kind that I want from this movie.
Well, it made me kind of squirm in my seat because it sort of dragged out in a way that it was like...
It's kind of mean.
Yeah,
but I like that.
And cruel.
I was actually going to say, I did have a note. I really didn't take kind of any notes for this, but I was like, I think there's more women that die in this movie than men, which is rare for a horror movie. But then, like, not including the killers. I hadn't counted the killers last night. Yeah, there's 4 women and... But they fuck, like, a lot of women up kind of in a row.
2 men?
So we get Barbara Crampton, we get Amy, we get her... we got that girl who started. That's like 4 already.
Yeah.
That's like over. That's like
2 men because obviously the Felix and then the guy with the arrow, of course. Crispin dies at the end. No, more men. More men because you have the 3 killers as well.
Yeah, I guess. I suppose like, we can get
course.
all into that for like
male versus female. Yeah, that's a theme we've got coming up.
Do we want to throw that on as an option?
We might. We'll think about it.
Okay, that'll be my option because I don't want to have to go and find that fucking list again. But also, yeah, I think like the women in this movie are like treated a little meaner, and that tends to kind of be a thing with slashers, and why slashers kind of get like a quote bad name for being like misogynistic, which I do get. It's like typically more men die in these kind of movies, but they're just dead and gone. Whereas like this
women
lady gets
sort of drawed out.
She has to run, and then she gets thrown through glass, and then she gets thrown through a table, and then she gets stabbed, and then she gets like golf clubbed in the head with an axe, which is kind of what I wanted. And at first they didn't show it. They show him doing it, and then they show the afterglow, which is what I want.
Yeah.
You know, versus just finding her with an axe in her head.
Yeah.
I find that shit's so boring and lazy.
I do think this whole kind of scene.
Hear me, Adam Wingard. I think you're lazy.
I do think this whole kind of scene is a little, as I said, it's drawn out. It's a little cruel in a way.
I mean, he's murdering her.
Well, yeah, but like the whole fact is like, especially like he punches her through the glass in such a like he doesn't punch her he punches her like in the forehead, like through the glass, and like she falls. She's got literally bits of glass embedded into her face, and she drags her and she's trying to, and she looks at the guy we reveal because we don't see him until much later.
I think that is a little bit scary though for her to kind of realize like, oh shit, this guy's already dead. You know,
she like, and then that song is playing and again
and again.
Yeah,
and again, and again.
They do kind of overuse it, I suppose.
That
but
CD
then
player
again,
will be
probably only
so
have the
roasting
license.
hot.
Yeah, it would be. I'm surprised it didn't catch fire.
But also, it again very 2009. It's a CD.
He gets a CD, yeah.
You know, like now it's like vinyl has
The
come
iPod
back
had only
around
just
and
come
people
out.
are using like vinyl in movie. Like it's not surprising to see vinyl used in a movie like nowadays, but that's because it's like come back around again. But I'm like CDs
Vintage,
still
love
hasn't
it.
like
Yeah.
right up. I was buying CDs in 2009 and 2010. You know, and not even just a CD player. It's a CD player that has the 4 or 5 that you can put 4 or 5 discs in it and like keep it going. You know, your little like deck.
Oh God, yeah.
But then, somebody paid for the rights for one song, and they used it like 7 times in this movie.
Yeah, just like especially while she dies, because he does. He like I don't know. I can't remember what she specifically begs for her life or something like that. But he just full on golf swings that axe into her head, and
she dies kind of instantly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, instantly. Of course. Like it's right through. Like I think it even like goes
right
as
by
far
the
as like
temple.
right into the eye.
Yeah.
Socket. Like that's how far he digs it in there.
And then they carry her back to the house because I think there's a window smashed later, and then we notice that her body's kind of like hanging over the frame. But I'm like, my thing is like, oh wait, did they just throw her through the window, or did they smash the window and then lay her there? But kind of at this point, Erin has already started to like go like full Laurie Strode to like full Nancy, which again is like the kind of thing I want to see for my final girl. I want to see my final girl
take control,
not just happen to be alive at the end. I want to see her be like, no, fuck this, like we're gonna fucking get into it. And I think you can kind of tell that Z and Felix are a bit like, okay, like they don't help her or anything like that. Like
she even calls it out. She's like, well, thanks you for helping me.
Yeah,
cause she at this point has just bashed in, I think it's Fox.
Actually, I think you were right. It's Tiger, Wolf, and Lamb.
Yeah. And like she just bashes his brains in, but not like to the point that he's dead.
Oh,
it's like soup. His
I
brain
was gonna say
soup.
she is like he's been dead.
You know, and she just keeps going.
But again, she's like, cheers for the help. But I'm kind of on Felix and Z's side where it's like, what would we have done there? Like what else? You already
had control
won.
of the situation.
Like he's already dead. Bro.
Yeah.
Fucking call him names. You know? But yeah, I like her ideas of traps again, and I think one of these is also used in Nightmare with the axe with the like brick underneath. I think Nancy sets one of those up for Freddy in the basement.
Yeah,
something to knock him down some stairs. But she also does this thing that I really like with the like setting the like nails in the boards and just having them underneath the window.
Yeah,
for dudes to like step in on.
It's very as I said, like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. You know the way he puts all the like ornaments underneath the windows, so step on them, and I think that's very great.
Home Alone is just the prequel to Saw.
I've seen that theory. Yeah,
literally, they're like Macaulay Culkin, Kevin McAllister, or whatever like that. Is
Jigsaw.
Is fully John Kramer. And go fuck. That kid tried to murder those men, but also those men just kept trying to break into that house.
Yeah. They didn't take the hint.
Go next door.
Go
Go to any other house. Okay, this house clearly has fucking booby traps all over it, bro.
So much more effort. But boom, big reveal that we really did not see coming. Of course, we saw it coming. Sarcasm that the two.
I can always see the cum from a mile away.
I can clock a beaded lash from 10,000 paces.
A beaded lash. Yo, are you wearing feather lashes?
But I was about to say Nick, but Felix and Z. Oh God, Z.
What name?
What a fucking name. Are revealed obviously to be in cahoots with the killers because the killer turns around and slashes his dad's throat from ear to ear. Yeah. And he just like could have. Felix kind of steps back and like, ugh, gross. Why did you? He even says like, because I think you have to do that in front of me.
Yeah, I think the dad kind of like just wipes blood on his face and Felix kind of like sick.
Just like slops down.
I do like that kind of reveal though, versus like it was me all along underneath the mask. Just the kind of casual reveal.
Yeah.
But like then, because they think that like nobody else is around or whatever like that, or they think that Erin has gone out the gaff, that they kind of just like start talking openly about their plans.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like hiding in some broom closet or something.
Yeah, she's gone down to the basement to like look for weapons or whatever like that, and her ultimate thing is like a meat tenderizer. It's like a hammer with like the
double-ended, the kind of pointed pyramid bit, and then the flat end. Yeah.
Yeah, and she just like that's what she kills the original dude with. Just fucks him up.
Turns his brain into soup.
Literally that. Like, again, I was even saying, like, before we started recording, I was like, if I was on with the other family members, like, if, like, not everybody had pretty much died up until this point, and I saw Aaron do that, I'd be like, you can stop.
Yeah.
Like, but, oh, God, wait, I have a thought at the end of this movie. No, you know what? I'll keep it to the end of the movie. And it's nearly always my problem with horror movies, or at least slashers that end like this.
This sort of weird remorse that this kid has with killing his folks is just so strange to me, because he was like, really, you had to do that in front of me? And then he pulls out the things, he goes like, I'm sorry, did you say something? But he also does it to the oldest brother, or the mid brother with the arrow through his back. Well,
people don't just
stabs
die.
It's like, could you just die already? Because this is hard enough for me. I was like, oh, girl.
I mean, they even played that up in Scream 4, where it's like, oh, you think just because I stabbed you in the stomach, you're just gonna fall and die? Like, no, dying from stab wounds takes a long time. You gotta bleed out.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember being like, damn, it must be really hard to kill somebody. Like with stabbing, you know what I mean? I'm like, there's so many more, like, just boom, dry, done ways to do it. You know what I mean? You don't have to go through all of the fucking rigmarole of, like, buying costumes, laying traps, sleeping in the house. Just poison people. Go the good old fashioned way. You don't even have to do it with poison.
Anthrax.
If you cook blueberries to a certain temperature, they become poisonous.
Ooh.
Yeah. Also, apple seeds have arsenic in them. If you eat like a bowl of apple seeds, you'll die. That's why you can't feed apples and shit like that to dogs. Because, like, smaller amounts.
Beautiful.
Also, if you are going to drink something and it smells like almonds, don't drink it.
Well,
if it's not supposed to
smell. Milk.
Well, but almond milk doesn't even smell like almonds.
Oh, whatever. Don't think I didn't notice this whole Jack Torrance reference in this. Love this.
Smashing through the door.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that, but it was the camera movement. They did specifically the same thing that Stanley Kubrick did, the whipping camera back and forth. Loved it. Loved the reference. Saw it immediately. Knew what it was. Got it.
You can't hold an axe in a horror movie and not make a Jack Torrance fucking reference.
Yeah,
you know?
you can. You can hold the axe, whatever.
No, you can't have somebody breaking their way through a door.
Specific camera angle.
You can't have somebody breaking their way through a door with an axe and not have it be a Jack reference. Even though in the book it's a croquet mallet, it's not an axe.
Oh, whatever.
I know.
Axe was better. Jesus.
That's why. No, seriously, like Stephen King's book, it's hideous. Compared to the movie, I don't fucking care.
The what do you call it?
Listen to our Shining episode.
Reference previous episode. The sheep, yeah, because he finds Tiger dead on the ground.
His brother.
Yeah, it's his brother, his literal brother. And
he's like, that was my brother. Difference was, I actually liked my brother.
I love that. But yeah, no, it's very it's cool. Brother. I liked it. I like that idea that suddenly there's a new deeper message, and Felix has to like convince them to keep going because they know that she has a way of fighting back now. Yeah. And they're just like, okay, we want more money. And he was just like, you're like, literally, your brother is dead. Yeah. So you can have his share.
And he's like, you also have to guarantee that I live, because if I don't live, you don't get shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that. I think it adds a kind of another more intelligent layer to this, where like now there's dissenters among the killers.
Yeah, like there's like a clicks within clicks now. Like there's also like extra motivation. You know, it's like now the killers are pissed. Like they have like there's like personal attachment to it or whatever.
Yeah. But it's like it's like sticking your hand into a hornet's nest. Like you've just done probably the worst thing you could do. So you need to make sure that you kill all of them first before they kill you.
And only like 50% of the time when I stick my hand in a hornet's nest do I get hard.
Mother of the house of spiders.
Like I said at the jump, I came here to fuck spiders.
But not with an Australian accent, though.
Spiders don't talk, Nathan. Don't be silly. The sun has risen to the point where it's directly shining on the back of my neck.
Love it.
Beautiful. I love it. Yeah.
Gorge.
Bright red neck.
Snow cone.
That's me.
So when Z gets to this point where she's like actively trying to kill Erin,
It's such a stupid way as well.
It really is. It's one of those kind of like you hear the music with the piano dun 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 dun, like very comical, and like she's coming up with, I think it's like a board with the nails in it.
Yeah,
she's
and then she kind of just like, she's like, Erin turns around and she like, oh, like she's still holding it up when she sees it. Like I don't know.
It's so comedic in a way, and like I think I said this earlier, but like it's very like almost slapstick in a way, because like they end up like at the end that kind of fight in the kitchen, like she bangs her over the head with like a skillet and like different kinds of ways, and like those sounds are just hilarious in a way.
The knife right in the top of that girl's wig, I love it.
Yeah, so this reveal that Drake, sorry, that's his name actually, the middle child who gets stabbed in the back with the arrow, his name is Drake. And when Felix goes, because Z and Aaron go upstairs to like board up the windows or whatever, and then they stay downstairs, and he just turns around and he stabs him straight through the stomach
in the basement,
and he's just like repeatedly, but he won't die. And you said like they have to bleed out because that's the only way you're gonna, because it's loss of blood.
Yeah, like it's not like
you
it's
don't
like
die
cars
from the
don't
stab
explode
wound,
in
you
impact,
die from the loss
stab
of blood.
wounds don't kill you instantly.
Yeah,
you know, like,
and he's like he's so selfish and conceited that he's like, this is
already
hard
enough
for me.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god,
but
hate
also like
you.
that, like the brother, the Drake, pissed me off, bro.
Why?
What a dick.
Why?
Because he's a dick. He started all the instigation shit.
No, he didn't. He just started a family argument. He's not the one who planned the whole murder scheme.
So maybe
someone feels some certain type of way.
Maybe if he was nicer, he would have been in on the plan.
Oh.
You ever think why they left Amy and him out of the plan?
Oh.
Because they're pick-me's. But like he starts that shit with Crispin as soon as he comes in. He starts chatting shit at the dinner. He's the one that starts that whole argument at the dinner that distracts everybody.
Yeah.
You know? What a dick.
Whatever,
middle child.
You were a middle child too. Bitch.
Technically.
Okay, right. Whatever with your technicalities.
Whatever. I'm the oldest of my mom's kids.
It's still... Bitch. What did you say? What was that? But yeah, the death is just really slow, and it sort of becomes pathetic by the end, because your man is like repeatedly stabbing him and he's tearing up while he's doing it. And he's just like... Drake is like... What a name. Drake is just very like...
a fucking baby about it.
He's just slowly like kind of slumping.
Just lie down.
More stab wounds. It's very Stu in you know what I mean? It's very that.
Doing here? Yeah.
Like
Hit me with the phone, you dick. Yeah.
Mom
and Dad are gonna kill me.
It's just, there's so many like little things like that, especially those kind of scenes, because that was the only one that kind of did get me, apart from the slow death of your one in the neighbor's house. It was like, it was just kind of cruel, you know, over and over again, like this kind of continued beating. No, I get it, but I was like, it is meant to be like, it's a black comedy. It is meant to be that kind of like family bickering.
Yeah, I guess.
Would murder each other over bickering kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
there's also gonna be big like Knives Out kind of energy as well.
Yes, it is.
We're getting a lot of those kind of movies now where like family on family drama. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Well, I do, and it also, like, I think you even said it before about the whole kind of, it offers a different dynamic.
Yeah.
To it, rather than just like a couple trying to survive.
I think we said that for the Jeepers Creepers episode. I love the Trish and Terry's relationship because it's brother and sister. It's like,
it's platonic love.
Yeah, I think like nothing gay about it. It's platonic love. But yeah, I like it. I like having no love interest in movies a lot of the time, especially in horror movies where I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. Like it just gets in the way. Yeah. Like just already have like a very good way to like kind of have preconceived like closeness is just make people family. Yeah. Just have it be that. Yeah. And I don't have to worry about like what the ins and outs are and shit like that. I know how babies are made.
Literally the ins and outs.
I know about the birds and the bees, Mom.
But I think it offers a new, like, or not a new, I mean it's been done before, but like it offers that kind of emotional stress, but it's in a different way. Also something everybody can like relate to. Everybody got a family, you know. Everyone fears the death of brothers or mothers or fathers, and it's the worst. Yeah. It is one of those deep fears, you know. And then especially to have it being done by actual family.
Yeah.
That's another layer that kind of really, like, how do I say it?
It's almost like
offers something
Shakespearean
better.
almost. You know,
Yeah, very
kind of
Hamlet.
Macbeth, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Hamlet? No, is it Hamlet?
They all died that way.
Yeah.
Sex and unsex me. Yeah.
So the way the wolf murderer dies is kind of fabulous. I love that. I love the idea of now, I mean, it was stupid. It was an obvious trap, and like, if you're a military grade assassin, it's an obvious trap. And
Yeah.
I think, like, why would you even walk in there? Because of course she's hiding somewhere and about to hit you.
But I think, like, in his head, I don't think he knows, like, how capable she is yet.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think even Felix and Z are kind of like, oh shit, like, I think they might think, like, it's a fluke. Like, they're not perceiving her as, like, a big threat yet,
Yeah.
I don't think. But,
Yeah, it's just the way that it's shot, because it's a long shot. It's like one continuous shot until, of course, he gets whacked over the head.
on a
where
digital
it's just-
camera.
Yeah.
Her phone and her camera are two separate items. You know?
But I like it. I like the way it's only lit by the flash of the camera. And I love that moment of, like, I think it's an axe he's holding. And he's walking down there, and it's only lit up by the face, the mask.
Oh, we get that kind of... And he
yeah.
looks like an animal. It's
Yeah.
the way they're kind of showing it. He looks kind of like a fox, or like he's literally stalking
hunting.
prey.
Yeah.
And
He
I know,
just
I actually
bashes
love
her-
this
no,
shot
she
of when
bashes
she
him.
first goes down, because she already has the plan, right? Go to the basement and make it black.
Mm-hmm.
And she grabs like a brick or like something, and she just like smashes out the light.
Yes, I love
And we
that.
get a thing of like the light in like slow-mo getting smashed,
Just-
and then we see the light like fade out of it.
Yeah.
I loved that. Just
Yeah.
like little flourishes like that in a movie I like.
They're pretty good. I like this kill as well, because again, it's graphic.
Just beats the shit out of him.
Like, and the best thing of it is, like, he's still got the mask on, and he beats him into the face where the mask has, like, basically
Caved in.
imploded.
Yeah.
And I love that.
And then all we have left is Lamb.
Yes, Lamb.
I think he's really cute also.
Oh, whatever.
No, but I also
You've
love
already
the fact,
said human chair of the week, thank you.
polyamory, baby. But
Yes!
I love the idea that, like, I don't know, again, like, these are just like little things, like little headcanons. I love the fact that these guys are like picking out their masks, and one is like, I'm gonna be a tiger, one is like, I'm gonna be a wolf, and one's like, I'm gonna be a lamb. I don't know, I find that like kind of cool.
Yeah, I just think it's the whole kind of, how does Lamb die again?
Lamb is...
I legit thinks he's you know what it is? He is pushed out of the dining room window, and she, as he gets up, she has a knife, and she stabs him through the forehead, I think.
Yeah, and then it's just the
and the other guy, Felix
left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think that's cool, even though the whole kind of stabbing in the head is kind of overused, and it is used again twice.
But in my head, I'm like, okay, that's the kill. That's what you're gonna do if
Oh
you
yeah,
want to
you're
try and kill somebody.
guaranteed dead.
Just right in the middle of the head, you know. Either like just do that. Why are you going for like 8 body shots?
8 body shots. This last kind of like jumble between Aaron, Z, and Felix is the epitome of what Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett were. Like, he said he's inspired by Agatha Christie stories, Screwball, and Chamber Mysteries.
Agatha Christie.
Yeah. By the way, like, it's literally slapstick incompetence, because he slips on the floor, she like slides forward and ends up getting hit in the head by a skillet, a frying pan.
But I love the fact that, and like I when I first watched this, I was like, we're gonna get a boiling death. I love it.
Yeah, I love
she, like,
those type of
immediately
things.
goes in and has all of these like
It's
pans
cold,
and pots and
stupid
pans.
bitch.
Yeah, and then he slips on it. But like, I love the idea that she like had all these like just pans of like water like boiling.
Yeah,
like, I was just like throwing it over something.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
I remember that from Watchmen. You know, in the prison, and he just throws the frying liquid into your man's face.
Actually, I read a story about a lady the other day who found out that her husband was like molesting their kids, and she boiled up all this water and sugar. And you know sugar, you ever gotten like hot sugar on you? It's literally molten. She poured it all over him when he was sleeping. He died.
Oh, gross! Love it. That's my favorite thing.
Because it dries on contact, so you have to like peel it off.
Gross. Love
Love it. I burnt the fuck out of my hand making like candied orange peels one time. Hot sugar is not cute.
I think it's fun. You have to heat it up to really super high temperature.
But that's what I mean. Like hot sugar on your skin is not
it's like
a fun
acid,
feeling.
basically.
It's like lava that is also glue.
The deaths of these last two are fantastic.
Yeah.
I live.
They
for
also
these two.
massively oversell the power of a small blender like that.
Right? I was literally
I
thinking
have
that
had
as it was
frozen
happening.
mango break blenders before,
Yeah.
you know, and it's literally frozen
This
fruit,
is
let
brain
alone
matter
a
and
skull.
bone. Yeah.
Like the skull, like isn't it like the skull is supposed to be like the strongest bone in your body, like the densest one or whatever, like that?
She, for context, I think he slips on the floor.
Yeah.
She breaks off the glass part of the blender.
On him, I think. I think
Yes,
she
she smacks it over his head to like either knock him out, I think was her plan.
Yeah.
But like she just turns the blender upside down and shoves it on top of his skull
And then plugs it in. But in my head, I'm like, okay, when the police get here, how are you going to explain that? Because that's not self-defense, because you plugged it in. And then but in my head, right, okay, so, no, actually, let's just get to the last death for her.
I just want to say, like, that blender death does remind me of Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah,
in some way, shape, or form.
It's because I think it's the most, like, wacky, over the top.
I
think it's as close to kind of the slapstick that you were talking about, where it's like, you would never kill somebody like that.
Yeah.
Just because, like, it wouldn't even work, you know? But then with Z, I like kind of how simple it is with just Zizem.
Get
just the, like,
pronouns right.
Demi Lovato. But I love how just kind of like, just done and over with it is with Z.
Yes,
Z is
she just
dead.
drops to her knees, and she doesn't fall over. She just drops to her knees.
Just drops, and then
love it.
Wait, there has to be some kind of other ongoing thing, because what the fuck is happening to lead up to the very end?
Because the phone call comes from her Felix's pocket.
Oh, it's
the boy.
It's
it
Crispin.
was the boyfriend the whole
yeah,
time.
I was like, wait, who's left?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Crispin comes in, and
it's revealed that he was the one who planned this whole thing.
Which I kind of got, because I was like, they never showed
I mean, it's fairly obvious. I mean, then the fact that he literally said, just wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, and he just disappeared, you know? Like, because he just disappears for this entire movie. And yeah, he kind of comes back and very matter-of-factly, he's like, it's grand, look, gotta get loads of money out of it. Like, he just kind of assumes, and she's like, I could have fucking died. And he's like, no, it was very specific.
Boyfriend. He's Christian.
Yeah, for real, fuck this guy. And I love that she's kind of like, yeah, but like, even if you planned on me not dying, I could have died. Because she also gets shot at with a crossbow like a couple of times in this movie, even before she kills one of the guys, you know? She's the only one that actually gets shot at with a crossbow when they're all going across with the chairs. So, like, I don't fucking get it. And also, it's made clear that when her and Z are talking, she hasn't even told Crispin that she was from, like, a survivalist compound or, like, a survivalist commune.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know that. Like, he's not planning on her being able to do any of this shit. He just thinks, because I think she's, like, 24. I think she's, like...
Yeah, she's finishing her master's. She's on her last year, she says in the dinner.
Yeah, like, I'm even getting the vibe that she's, like, younger than even, like, Z and Felix. Like, she's younger than everybody else there. But yeah, had she, like, mentioned that, which I think you, like, would, you know, it's like, how did you grow up? I don't know. I'm not fucking telling you. Yeah. I would just tell. Also, make that into a fucking business, girl. But he's very much so just kind of like, well, yeah, for real. Let me teach you how to fucking survive and shit, you know? Let me teach you how to fucking murder the shit out of people. Which is what she did. Her kills are more vicious than any of the actual killers in this movie. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So she's having this whole conversation with Crispin, and he's very much so kind of like, yeah, no, we're grand. Like, I think he's just assuming that she's going to go along with it. We needed you as an alibi. Yeah, so I think he's just thinking that she's just going to go along with it. And then she kind of just like, boop. And then the end.
Necks him with a knife.
That's
the same
also
knife.
The kind of
the same knife that he kills Z with. Yeah. She still has, and she in the neck kind of and then in the eye.
They're going to do though. It's the like just cut the throat. Yeah. Like get the jugular, and then people are dead.
Right in there, and then
twist it. Yeah.
But she also gets him in the eye. Like he collapses to the floor, and then
a cop
she just
sees that,
digs it into his eye. And I love that.
And a cop sees that. And
Yeah, because
kind of,
she did mention that she's left a voicemail.
Yeah. Yeah, she even said, like, oh, if you send
even
a
if you
text,
ring 911 and you don't have it, they know you called. There's a voicemail. And that's what
alerts everybody to where she was. She got the thing being like, we got your message, it's received. I can't help but looking at a phone with all those buttons on it. It's so retro.
So retro. I love it. Yeah.
And
the cop shows up and shoots her because, like, obviously she's the one holding the knife. So
typical cop. But
people, man, so vanilla.
Yeah, man. Shoot first, ask questions later. Shoot first, get cancelled by the entire world later. But yeah, she's like, no, don't. And then the door opens and we get like
she set an axe trap with a brick held on as a weight. Yeah. But they cut away from it, and again, like, this is one of those decisions where
this one I don't mind so much because it's like splash cut into like,
your next. Yeah. But I would have loved to have seen him pinned to the door with the axe, like full on just. Yeah. And then she also had way more time. Just be like, oh. Yeah. You know, and then cut.
So then I'm like, okay. Every single person in this house is dead except for her. How the fuck are you going to explain that? Yes. Figure it out, Aaron. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. There's a dead cop here that you killed. Yeah. You're going to jail.
I forgot to mention earlier that actually the tiger is actually Simon Barrett himself. I completely forgot to mention that earlier, that the writer was actually one of the killers.
Well, this movie to me gave me kind of like it doesn't show in the production quality, but it's like, it's kind of friends and family. Like, look, I'm doing a project. Can you like
join in?
Just wear the mask. You don't even have to be on screen. Yeah. You know, it gave me that kind of vibe. But this always pisses me off at the end of movies where I'm like, okay, we're at a like, say me and you, the rest of our gang are at a party, right? Everybody gets murdered. I'm the final boy to live. How am I going to explain that? Yeah. I'm going to jail. Yeah. You know, like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. You know, I can't be like, oh, he was the killer. But he's dead. What are you going to do with him? You're the only one alive. Everybody's fucking dead. Probably you killed all your friends.
That's true.
My thing would be, like, you fuck Crispin up and rat on him. Yeah. True. Because she just got rid of all the evidence by killing every single person there. Also, they're going to look into her past and see that she was, like, in a fucking survivalist commune. And she's the only one alive. Very, like, the one who has, like, the least injuries.
There's traps everywhere.
There's traps everywhere that she made. She's gone to jail. She's also a murderer. She killed I know someone was in self-defense, but she also, like, lured Wolf to her and then beat him to death. Yeah. You know, she could have just fucked him up a little bit or disabled him or something like that, but she smashed his head into nothing.
I would have smacked his knees.
But that's what you do. You hobble somebody, you know? It's like you shoot them in the leg, you make sure they can't get away, you know? Or you break the legs or something like that. But then to kill everybody... Well, yeah, it's like then if you just kill everybody...
You're fucked.
Well, you're fucked. Mm-hmm. And you're going to jail.
The last thing I want to talk about is the soundtrack.
I really like this soundtrack. It's kind of generic, but there's certain moments where I was like, ooh, that's nice.
There's also this kind of heavy John Carpenter influence into it.
Right at the end.
Love it.
We get like a like a
but it's not Halloween era. It's Escape from New York. It's Big Trouble in Little China. That era, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I adore it.
Yeah, it's like the last little bit of the like a little bit of like build up, the little bit of hype or whatever.
Actually, I'm just going to get the soundtrack, the composer, because that I gotta give it props where props are due. Because let's have a look here. Who is it? Dwight Twiley or Twilly? I could be killing that name, but it's great. Love it. Yeah. Beautiful work, man. Keep it up. Definitely. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was Your Next, 2011, or circa 2009, if you think about it, because, I mean, it was sat on for 2 years.
I mean, the haircuts, the fashions, the phones.
The actual digital camera.
Yeah, it's very 2009.
But like I said earlier, I mean, like, it's still a good movie. It's 90 minutes of pure, gory fun.
Yeah, I mean,
and the pacing is great. The pacing is pretty good. It keeps you interested to a certain point. I mean, at most, it's 15 minutes of introducing characters and then boom, you're straight into murder.
Which is what you need. But also, I like just 10 years on from this movie, we'll get into the trend of everything having to be almost 4 hours long. Yeah. So I like something being kind of like a cut and dry, no sequel, no theory, no open ending. You know, it was fun.
Yeah, I think it was a good movie, and I mean, like, of course, you chose it. You chose my one, so it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. And
Gorl with an O. Gorl.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I keep rolling out the hits, don't I?
Just a big damn squirrel.
They chose my one this month and then my one last month. So
dogs eat dog food, don't they?
Oh wow, dog returns to its own vomit. What? So, yeah. Now, next week, of course, we have our selection process again. You're going to choose between 2 themes, and they are...
So, my selection is men versus women, gender representation in horror.
It's a good topic.
It might be shortened down for the poll, because I'm not going to be able to fit those words. But, just to kind of have a brief look at how... men and women are looked at and treated differently. We touched on it very, very briefly.
Are you going to give us a pie chart, though?
Yeah, of course.
I think I want a pie chart.
Always bring the pie. But, yeah.
I think it's a good topic. I think, specifically for that, like, you can really get into the meat of that subject. That's a pretty good topic to talk about. Real good kind of helps scalp massage. Yeah. My one, I'm going to be very, very simple here. It is stupid decisions. Have you ever had like one of those things where you're looking at it going like, why are you doing that?
Saw 2.
Seriously. Like, why did you fall over? How could you fall over?
Yeah.
Stupid, bro.
Why did you go upstairs?
Why did you go upstairs? Why did you not just run out the front door like a smart person?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are the things.
Like a smart little girl. Yeah.
So yeah. Those are your topics. Let us know what you think. We will have the poll up soon enough, so make sure to let us know what you want to hear next week, and we'll be going from there. So, you have been listening to They're Here
podcast.
A discussion,
dissection
of all things horror,
fear, and macabre. Bye, have a beautiful time.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I would say unpleasant dreams, but fuck off.